The flu season will never be the same once you become a nurse. The flu season. Oh my God. The flu season will never be the same once you step into this profession. You don't even have to have passed. You don't even have to have graduated. You don't even have to have started nursing school. The minute you decide you're going to be a nurse, you start paying attention to things that you never paid attention to before. I thought of 5 things that come up every flu season when you become a nurse. Number 1, Microbiology 101. Everything becomes a vector for infection. Everything is a vector. Gee, Sean, what's a vector? A vector is any object, whether inanimate or animate, that can carry germs from one thing to another. Yeah, it's a loose definition, but you get the point. It's when the bugs can hop on to someone or something and go from point A to point B. And they don't even have to, like, physically jump. You are a vector. These are vectors. Your clothing is a vector. Even the air is a vector. Infection is everywhere. And for some reason, during the flu season, we're really cooped up indoors, secondary to this thing called winter and snow. It's a little worse for some of us than others. But all these germs are cooped up inside of the warm environment to stay away from the cold stuff, and they like to hang out where it's warm because that's where they can live, that's where they can thrive. And most people don't realize how many things are vectors until it's too late. Nurses hate vectors. Number 2, everyone is sick until proven otherwise. I don't care who you are, where you've been, what you do, what kind of health you have, how old you are, what location you live, geographically, you're sick until proven otherwise. That little sneeze you had, stay away. All of a sudden you decide to have the sniffles and coughing, get to stepping. You're sick. You are sick until you have physically gone, unless you've gone somewhere and proven that you're not sick. I don't need whatever it is that you're harboring. Move on. Which leads me to the next thought. Number 3, we don't go out in public anymore. During the flu season, we batten down the hatches. I am not going out in public so that I accidentally grab a doorknob from someone who previously decided to sneeze in their hand, cough hysterically, and then they had to go open the door and touch the doorknob that I now have to touch. Or better yet, we're out having dinner and the table was not properly cleaned, or maybe the silverware, or maybe it's the salt and pepper shaker. Yeah, those are always great vectors. Or the little tabletop menus. Those are wonderful vectors. Did I mention how much we hate vectors? There are bugs everywhere in the flu season. Not that there aren't bugs everywhere any other time of the year, but the flu season, for some reason, they decided to be magnified. Number 4. Get over it. We are going to judge you. Yes, nurses are going to judge everything you do. I don't care who you are. I don't care. I don't care if you're my boss. I will judge you. Anything you do, the minute you sneeze or cough, anything you do out in public, I'm judging. Oh, I am so judging you. How about after you decide to blow your nose? Are you going to go clean your hands? No, of course you're not. I'm judging you. And don't even get me started on public restrooms. Don't even get me started on public restrooms. My brain hurts. My brain hurts thinking about those disgusting people that go into the bathroom. First of all, they go into the bathroom. They don't wash their hands. They don't wash their hands. They physically probably have dirt on them, like, you know, from working outside. They go into the restroom. They do their business. And if you're a guy, you're gonna have to use your hands in some way, shape, or form. That are gonna have to touch things that I don't want to know about. You're gonna have to touch things in order to take care of things. And then when you're done touching those things and taking care of those things, you walk out of the restroom without washing your hands. Brain hurts. Just. I mean, seriously, I don't get it. How do you, oh, I can't even talk. I can't even talk. There should be a public restroom police. That's what I think. I think you should be put in a timeout or in some sort of cell. I don't want to say jail, but you should you should be banned from whatever facility you're in for a certain number of hours because you didn't wash your freaking hands. Ew! Did I mention how much we hate vectors? And number 5, no, you can't borrow anything of mine. Because the minute you borrow it, vectors, did I mention vectors? You're going to borrow something of mine, even if it's just a pencil or a pen. Or maybe you need, you know, a piece of equipment. Maybe you're at work and you'd like to borrow my stethoscope. I am going to decontaminate the living crap out of my equipment after you're done touching it. I mean, can't even think about like putting in the earpieces and, I mean, vectors. Have we mentioned vectors? Have I mentioned enough about vectors? The problem is that there are nurses and other healthcare professionals out there that don't have the OCD-like tendencies that I have or that many other nurses have when it comes to washing your hands religiously. I don't want to say this out loud. All right, maybe I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but nurses are some of the most horrific violators of the vector concept and washing your hands. There's a reason why we talk about washing your hands. Washing your hands, washing your hands, washing your hands. During the flu season, nurses are sick and tired of the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat because, you know, we're taught at a very young nursing age that the most effective piece of the hand washing process is the length of time you spend actually washing your hands. Not to mention the actual technique, but row, row, row your boat. You're supposed to sing the song, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. You're supposed to sing that song, and you wash your hands. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You're supposed to sing that the entire length of time. You have to wash your hands until the song is over. Row, row, row your boat. You can imagine how painful that becomes. Flu season will never be the same again once you become a nurse. I would love for you to share my very opinionated thoughts on the flu season because I know there are nurses out there that share my same sentiments and other nurses, and John Q. Public needs to know what nurses really think about the flu season. Would love to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment down below. Maybe you'll even click that little share button, share the vlog, and pass it on. And as always, check your own pulse first.